What's up, IQ Accelerators, and welcome back to another great training video. And today's topic is on marketing budgets. One of the most common questions that I get is, how much should I be spending a month on marketing? And I'm going to give you the tips and tricks of exactly how to calculate that and the secret formula to do so. In fact, we've got two of them. You see, I'm Dr. Frogley, the co-founder and CEO of BlueIQ, and after working with thousands of practices now and helping them dial in their marketing budgets, we have become experts at helping you on these most important KPIs of your marketing system. And remember, that KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator, and the two that we've talked about in other videos are specifically your total scheduled new patients and that new patient acquisition cost. And if you like this kind of content, remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of these great tips to growing the practice of your dreams. Now, some of you tell me, I'm not spending any money on marketing. I just get lots of referrals. Well, that's great, but we're talking about scaling a brand. We're not just talking about a sustainable business that has roller coaster months, a good month, a bad month, because those who aren't marketing are dealing with that nightmare. The nightmare of walking into a day where we're booked and we're running with our heads cut off to only come in another day with no patients on the books. That is not how I want you to run your practice. That is not building the practice of your dreams, and it's certainly not scalable. So this system is designed to provide for you scalability, predictability, and making sure that you're driving the product of this system, and marketing does that for you. It's getting your name out there. It's becoming an expert in your field. Whether you're a general practitioner or whether you're a specialist, we can build your reputation, making sure that patients know that you are the expert. And when you do that, we begin looking at the value of a patient coming into your practice. Now remember, we built BlueIQ as a powerful tool to analyze what we call your first year patient value. This is a case value. This is where we're seeing for every new patient that comes into the practice, this is what they're worth. This is extremely important when we're building marketing budgets. And as we build these marketing budgets, the first one is taking the formula of that new patient value. Let's just say that's $1,800. There's a range depending on what you as the practice owner are trying to accomplish with this practice. If you're trying to grow the practice aggressively, we want to spend more to do that, to invest in the growth of that practice. If you're looking at just a mild growth, then that's a different number. And if you want to maintain the practice, that's a different number. So you're going to simply take the value of that new patient. Now, how to calculate that, the best way I know how is actually through BlueIQ. We have algorithms and data miners and data scientists who have put these queries together to know exactly what your value of a new patient is. So once you have that number of your patient value, that practice that wants to just maintain, to sustain their growth, we're going to take that new patient value and we're going to multiply it times 5%. On a patient value that's around $1,800, that gives us about $90 to acquire a new patient. If you want to really grow the practice, you want to put some energy behind growing the practice, you're adding another provider or your provider schedule is not full, then we would recommend 7.5%. So instead of $90 per new patient acquisition, we can grow that to about $135 per new patient acquisition. If you want to really aggressively grow your practice, you're a brand new practice, or you're opening up another location, or you're adding that additional provider and we need predictable growth, then we're going to scale that to 10% of that new patient value. In this case, that'd be about $180 per new patient acquisition. Once we know the number of new patients that we need, we're then going to simply multiply that number of new patients times that new patient acquisition cost, and we now have our marketing budget. And that's a beautiful thing. If we're looking at 20 new patients a month, we have about $3,600 budget to work with to get those 20 new patients. And again, you can do the calculations from there. Now, the question is where do I put that money and how do I use that money? Well, again, the beautiful thing about BlueIQ is we teach you in our advanced training systems 6 lead funnels. And these are lead funnels that generate new patient leads that we want to move to a new patient acquisition. And again, some of those are going to have higher new patient acquisition costs, while others are going to be very low. Those of you who are getting a lot of new patient referrals from your patient base, we want to continue to nurture that. We just want to stabilize it so it's consistent. And then we want to layer in the other 5 lead funnels to help you continue to balance that. So we have predictable growth, we have predictable budgets, we have predictable new patient acquisition cost, and know exactly where to put those marketing dollars at work. Now, again, that second formula is trying to dial in your new patient acquisition cost by calculating the dollars that you're spending on new patients divided by the number of new patients that you're actually getting today. That gives us a new patient acquisition cost. And let's just for math's sake say that's $100. If it's costing me $100 to get a new patient and I want 10 new patients, I know my budget needs to be $1,000. If I want a lot more, then that budget continues to go up by just taking that new patient acquisition cost, multiplying it by your new patient goal. Now, again, the goal of every practice and the goal of BlueIQ is to help you scale down that new patient acquisition cost. And again, the secret to doing that is by mastering marketing, getting really high converting websites, getting powerful landing pages and sales funnels that attract, educate, and convert these potential new patients into your scheduled leads. And again, we work through those lead funnels in order to build very scalable systems that allow you to have predictable growth with your team, to know what's coming, what do we need, where do we need to fill in the gaps, what can we handle, when is it time to add another team member, when should I hire and train another associate doctor to help me handle the volume of patients that are coming in. It all comes from predictable marketing. So there you have it, 2 formulas to calculate your marketing budgets. And once you've calculated those and you begin mastering by running your practice on data, becoming a data-driven practice, it's a game changer, guys, because it creates predictable growth. No more laying awake at night, stressing that next month you don't have very many new patients and you just finished a month with very few new patients. We need new patients to grow and scale a brand. And becoming an IQ accelerator, knowing how to run a practice by data, understanding the data that's generated on Facebook, understanding the data that's generated in Google, this is what BlueIQ does. We reach out into the world and pull the data into one platform for you and run our algorithms so that you know what your new patient acquisition cost is. We know the conversion process and what we call your marketing funnel metrics. Marketing funnel metrics allows you to see exactly where the weak step in the nurturing and conversion process is, so that you stop wasting time. We don't have time to sit there and dig through reports or trust that other people are going to care about your marketing as much as you do. So again, having these beautiful dashboards, knowing this data and making brilliant decisions in seconds takes running a practice that's hard and makes it easy. And that's what becoming an IQ accelerator is all about. So guys, we're gonna offer you what we call our cash flow blueprint. This is where we'll connect into your data for free. Now, this is completely HIPAA protected, completely compliant, and allows us to analyze your data for free. So our growth experts can show you exactly what those numbers are and how you can scale down your new patient acquisition cost and scale up the cash flow of your practice.